What's up, everybody? Usually we have the intro playing, booming music and stuff, but a lot has happened today, and there is a reason why I titled this "The Shift." It's not only the shift in the nation's capital; it's not only the shift in the NFL, but this shift could potentially have a lot to do with our franchise quarterback in the future to come. We have a lot to discuss tonight, man. It's your boy DT, Caleb in the building. Ins and Out D podcast. Let's do this.
If they ain't cooking, I don't want it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Ins and Out with D podcast. It is your boy DT Sensei. Caleb is in the building. We got much to discuss, and I mean, we have entirely a lot things to discuss, Caleb. I'm not gonna lie. I'll say this. We heard the rumors, we saw the articles, we saw that one person who said these things that were rumored to come potentially one of these days, which was today. And it actually happened. It actually happened. So Joe Witt is out of DC. He is no longer the defensive coordinator for the Commanders. He got relieved of his duties mid-season. Dan Quinn was calling defensive play calls from the Miami game to the Eagles game that we ended with a win. Cliff Kingsbury. This is going to interest you because I want to hear your perspective about this. Cliff and the Commanders have decided to part ways. And Cliff is now looking at other opportunities. One of the big jobs that's probably a couple miles from us just opened up, and we will discuss that as well. So, and I made this tweet. I don't know if you saw this, Caleb. A year after you went into the NFC Championship game, you lose and fire both of your coordinators. I can get firing your DC. Because the product on that side has not been good. But when we talk about offensive coordinators in this league, offensively heavy league, with these quarterbacks, these Josh Allens, Lamar Jacksons, the Joe Burrows, the Patrick Mahomes, just to name a few, it raised the alarm. And they also fired Bobby Johnson as well, the offensive line coach. So, I think I said enough. I said enough for him. I still got some more to say. But I want to hear your thoughts, your initial reaction to all of this.
I mean, hearing the press conference, I wasn't surprised they let him go. It's just the fact that how you're going to replace him. Because the grass it's not always greener as it is on the other side. You know what I mean? Like, you can fire Cliff, and then the next 3 years can be really tough. Like, it can be really tough. You gotta. This is very this is going to be a very important decision for not only Jaden, but also just Dan Quinn in general and Adam Peters because they're tied to the hip. So this off season is very, 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 very critical. But like with the whole Cliff thing, like not everything was his fault offensively. Now, his offense was productive last year. This year, you saw times where it was productive. It's just that he's not working with the best situation. Like his quarterback is in and out of the lineup. You don't have your number one receiver. Your number two isn't out there. You got to rely on young vets. Well, I'm sorry, not young. I'm sorry. You got to rely on younger players most of the time. It's just I can understand why they let him go if you feel like the longevity term of Jaden is in jeopardy. Maybe they're firing him because of that, and you always got to put your franchise quarterback first when it comes to these situations. I really believe they're thinking about the long-term health of Jaden and in this offense. I really think that's one of the reasons why. I think they want to switch it up. I mean, this is very important though, bro. Like, if he doesn't get this right, this is another set. We already have a setback now because of the way the roster is and the draft picks. We're already set back a little bit. And if you mess this OC higher up, you're going to be in an even more worse setback. It's going to get worse if you don't get this right, in my opinion. But you're going to have to find somebody to replace Cliff, man. There's some names out there. You just have to get a guy that you believe will be successful for Jaden. And you need to find someone. They talked about this earlier today on Twitter or X. And she even mentioned it on Twitter. And she's right, DT. We need to find an OC that can challenge Jaden. Somebody that can challenge him to be a better quarterback. Somebody that can make him a little uncomfortable. Somebody that will correct shit when it needs to be. Cliff is known to be a quarterback-friendly coach, and that's great. But we also got to know when to nip shit in the bud, too. Now, we don't know if Cliff was doing that or not. We just don't know. But you want to get a guy that's not afraid to challenge Jaden and let him know, like, you can be better, and we're going to make you better. We're going to have you evolve. And if he has to go through rough patches in the beginning of the season, then so be it. But it depends on who you hire. I really think I don't know what they're going to do for the hire. They could go a veteran offensive coordinator route. They could go with a younger, innovative guy who can be that guy that's up and coming, if you know what I mean. Or they could hire a vet, like Dayball was out there. I know some people say Mike McCarthy. Some people say Thomas Brown. Some people say maybe pluck guys off different staffs as the passing game coordinator. They can go many different ways. Same thing with the defensive coordinator job. But those two decisions, especially the OC, I care about the OC more than anything right now. That OC hire, if they don't get this right, we're cooked. if they don't get it right, because that's another setback for Jaden. You already had a setback this year because of the injuries. He couldn't develop the way he was supposed to because of the injuries. He wasn't available for this season. They got to find a way how to keep this kid available, and Jaden has to find a way to do that too, but also find a way how to make him evolve as a player as well.
Very good points. For those that's in and watching, please click and like and subscribe to the channel and get likes up on this video. Also comment you guys thoughts. I see a couple of thoughts and opinions up here so far, but comment offensive coordinator that you feel like would be the best fit for the Commanders. Also comment a defensive coordinator that would be best fit for the Commanders and why. So you make great points, and I did see a tweet today by I don't want to get his name wrong. Oh, I cut my phone off. Well, I'll get his name. I'll get his name later. But the point that he made was, and you're absolutely correct, our quarterback does need to be challenged because it doesn't need to be that easy in the NFL. But also, the point of the matter also is Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded coach with a background of the defense. When you hire a defensive-minded coach, they have to hire a guy who has the potential to be the future head coach, but also the head coach of your offense. He has to run the show. Everything runs through him, highly touted, gets the offense going, and then the defense gets built from the head coach, from his identity. So I'm saying this all to say is Jaden, this is more than likely was going to happen, with all due respect, because that is how it's supposed to be. Cliff was possibly going to leave at some point anyway, because he is going to garner head coach attention with the candidates out there. But you also have to fail as well. And this year, even though there was injuries, at the end of the day, they're going to count those L's with him for the games he has played. And with that failure, you have to move on, and they have to do what's best for the team and also best for him. He's missed multiple games this year. I seen a number with the total amount of runs. Yes, we were running the ball at a high clip, but 120 of those were quarterback runs. Now, some of them, discrepancy were scrambles, so that's something also to know. But this is very huge, bro. Because, like you said, I said on Sunday, like, be careful what you wish for, because, and I understand, like, yeah, Jaden will garner some offensive-minded coaches to come and coach him up and coach the offense, but it's going to be very critical for not only the offense to get hit and running, but the defense to get hit and running, because you already let go of Joe Witt. So which means the expectation is you have to hire somebody from the outside. You have to. Now, will they do that for the offense? That is probably the question. Me personally, I think we would, as fan base, we would love an outside hire. But we also understand if they want to keep things in house. However, we also know, we just seen a report that David Blau is set to probably interview with the Detroit Lions, a team that he played for the offensive coordinator position. So now your staff that you have assembled is starting to be picked up by multiple NFL franchises. And I mean multiple NFL franchises.
They're going to hire within. Brian Johnson's the first dude I can think of. And some people will be upset
and concerned, because the last time he was an OC was when he was with Philadelphia.
I mean, Jalen Hurts had his best statistical year with him. Hey, listen, see, if we get Brian Flores, we need so much for his defense to work. We do. But I still would like him as our DC.
Disagreements on the plan forward to the office. Yes, Joe would be in fire tail P nepotism with not place above not performing your God. Love that. Okay. Yeah, and that was the report. Definitely was a philosophy difference. We started to hear a little bit of what was going on today. And it was not only Dan Quinn, but it was Adam Peters, which that was one of the first rumors of a disconnect between the offense coordinator and the general manager. My thing is this, Caleb, and I want to ask you this. You know, people are stubborn, right? Some people are stubborn in their own ways. This is how I'm going to run this, and this is who I am. Now, there are some cases we see people shift their philosophy. Funny thing I said shift because that's the name of the episode today. But we've seen people change and modify and evolve from what they do. We have seen that with some teams. We've seen that with some coaches. With Cliff, we have seen an evolution in his play calling and how he do things. It was still an up-tempo offense, but it was more 13 personnel, more 12 personnel, utilizing the tight end more. Running game was still good. Getting the ball to the playmaker's hands. Like, the offense was good. But now we're here, and you're talking about there's a disagreement. So I asked you this, and this is to Dan Quinn, because he's the one who touted him up. It's like when he prepared for him, it was like preparing for Kyle Shanahan. DQ, didn't you know what you were going to get with Cliff? Didn't you know what you were going to get with Cliff? The same way how you knew you were going to get with Kyle? I mean, like, what are we doing here? We wait till year 2 to have a disagreement when that probably should have been addressed the first year. Now I don't know. It probably was addressed the first time around. You know, I'm not back there, but I just find it weird that there had to be a conversation about the philosophy to change. And I get it because Jaden was being banged up. But some of that was also on Jaden because Jaden was also getting himself into danger as well, being quite frank. Brian Daboll, I've been seeing that today, and I like Daboll, but there's also a part of me is like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna say it. How much of that was on Josh Allen? Because he played lights out, but he also has Stephon Diggs.
True. But look at what he did with the Giants his first year.
Yeah, I mean that's also fair. He made
that, even though we knew Daniel Jones wasn't all that, he made him look competent. Utah.
What tree did he come from? What tree did Brian Johnson come from? I can't even think on the top of my head. Offense was good. The quarterback design. I did not know we had 120 quarterback runs, though.
DT, let me ask you this about Cliff. Do you feel like he needs elite talent for his offense to be successful?
Well, let's see.
Like, do you feel like if you didn't have it, Jaden, let's say you gave him...
I mean, he played with some power guys before, though. He played with Colt McCoy at quarterback at one point. I mean, like, and even Kyler's rookie year, like, they wasn't really spectacular from a skill position standpoint outside of maybe Christian Kirk. But they were humming. They were moving the ball.
They had D-Hop.
Not the first year.
Not in the first year, but D Hop
Yeah,
was there.
the next year they had D Hop,
Yeah,
but the first year it was
yeah.
really like Christian Kirk.
When they were 8-8, 11-6, they 11-5. They had D Hop on that team.
Yeah,
You know,
D
he
Hop
did.
came the year after.
Now, some people got issues with Cliff not moving Terry around, putting him in the slot, putting him in motion across the field. Um, some people got issues with the way he runs the ball. Not,
Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's misconstrued saying Cliff doesn't run the ball enough. He runs the football. Now, when he runs the football, you can question that, or how he runs the football. You could probably question that. I know he loves those guard tackle counters. He loves that. He does love that. The QB powers, design runs, I hate that. I really, really dislike those. Like, even last year, I did not like those.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only running that if I really need to get a first down. Other than that, I'm not doing that. Jaden's not built for that. He's not a Josh Allen. He's not a Lamar. That is true. Cliff does need a mobile QB for his
Yeah,
offense to
yeah,
succeed.
and that could possibly be for that's what he prefers.
Now, excuse me. Now,
Yeah.
I think with Cliff, the no huddle rate, but the fast pace rate for this offense was nuts. Like, it was nuts. Like it's at an absurd rate. Now, whether you think that's sustainable or not, who knows? Some people feel like Cliff's offense. There's some people out there, like known NFL reporters, that feel like, or just NFL analysts, all 22 people that feel like Cliff's offense isn't meant to be sustainable. It can have spurts where it's really good, but then there's times where it's like, what the hell is going on? And I guess I don't know if people want to find that. What's the word I'm looking for? If people want to find that evil playing field where, if you get what I'm saying, like something we do need to find something that's sustainable.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying Cliff's offense isn't sustainable, but there's times where it's just weird sometimes. Like, sometimes this year it was predictable. Sometimes it was. When you got Debo out there in the slot, we're either running the ball or we're throwing a bubble screen. Now, sometimes when he did those bubble screens, they were very, very creative. Fake tunnel screen and he'll throw a go route. Fire. But even then, Cliff did show, especially last year, he showed ways that he can adapt. Because the first 11 weeks, we were number one in screens called on first or second down, and it was a crazy rate. And then the last 6 games, he stopped doing that. It was like bottom 5. He looked at himself in the mirror and said, "Yeah, I need to do something different." And this year, I mean, he kind of did some of the same stuff, but like, you running a QB power with my quarterback after he just came back from an injury against the Chargers, like that's the first play you run.
That was kind of nasty. I ain't gonna lie.
Like, that's the first, bro. And you know what's crazy? I didn't even look at the game. I'm watching the game thing on my app, and I can see play by play and how they're moving the ball. Jaden Daniels up the middle for negative something yards. What are you doing? What are you doing? So I don't know who they're gonna hire, bro. I don't know. Could be in-house, could be outside, but they need to find somebody.
Well,
who can make this shit work, and he got to be able to work with Jaden.
I will say this, and this is just a hunch. Just walk with me. We have seen coordinators leave and they just hire another coordinator, right? We've seen that, right? Mm-hmm. But here's the interesting thing here's why I feel like the likelihood is going to be an outside hire is you let go of the offensive line coach. Now, mind you, we have said for probably the past 2 years, this offensive line has been at least a solid unit. And I can say from this year, the O-line is going to be good, especially healthy. I think if you lock up Chris Paul for maybe a good team-friendly deal, you got Carly down the stretch. He showed improvement. Sam Cosby was getting his feet back wet. I mean, Giannis, he come back. He's okay. I mean, he's an okay center. I think we probably need to go and have conversations about getting the center of the future. And you lock up Laramie Tunsil, get that extension going. Your offensive line is going to look good with your quarterback, especially healthy. I feel as though they're going to a different philosophy scheme-wise in what they want to do.
I mean, go ahead.
And we know Dan Quinn, his best offensive coordinator in his entire coaching, career was Kyle Shanahan. Adam Peters, the last team that he came from, San Francisco 49ers, who was coached by Kyle Shanahan. There might be a chance that, and I know everybody has been saying it, there might be a chance that they want to go back to that style of offense. Or it could be a gap scheme, or it could be a power scheme. I think they really want to change how they want to do things, and they probably see some of the scheme could actually match with the talent they already have.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. They're going to run the ball more.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In a traditional way. They're going to do that. So, what's his name? Mark Bullock, pretty sure you know him. He talked about how, looking at the offense, what the pieces that we have, how they mesh well with a West Coast style. You have to have athletic linemen. You have to be able to move in space. We have guys like that, from the left tackle to the right tackle. Mm-hmm. We got a running back. We got running backs that can do that. We got a tight end that can do that. Ben Sennett, fullback, tight end hybrid. You can have him. You can do play action, have him come out the damn backfield, doing shit like that. You can have him run Texas routes out of the backfield. You can do that. I mean, you got some pieces you can use on offense. It's just who you. It may be a West Coast type of coach. I mean, and then with that seventh pick and whatever OC comes in, if he wants to run the ball more, and he wants a bell cow back.
Do you guys spend money?
Yeah, we do. So if we get an OC that has that wants a bell cow back.
All right.
Jeremiah Love, I'm gonna be a little upset, but I know you won't be.
Oh, never mind. Anyway,
if they want to run the ball a lot, DT. They want to run the ball a lot in a West Coast style team, a West Coast style offense, and they want a certain type of running back. They're going to find a way to get one.
I mean, I just think we need talent overall, bro.
I mean, yeah, of course.
Like from what this team needs overall, they need playmakers.
So what?
And
So on offense, what's the first position that we need on offense?
First position that we need. But see, there's different factors into those needs, right? Because I can say between tight end and receiver, because they already mentioned about Zach Ertz. I don't see Zach Ertz coming back anyway. Especially if he's not gonna be ready, there's no point in me signing him.
His
So
career.
I think getting it for a West Coast offense, if that's where you're trying to go, a tight end that can play the sticks, be reliable in the passing game, that's what you need. But I could also argue receiver because we haven't had a number 2 receiver since like 2016.
Yeah.
That was also the last time. I mean, one of the last times we had a West Coast offense. Put up crazy numbers.
You had weapons.
So I would probably say between tight end and wide receiver, depending on how you feel. I do think wide receiver. I think wide receiver. I'm not sure how you're going to take this take. I think wide receiver will probably be easier if there's that one person that they're looking at.
Say that one more time, just trying to make sure I heard what I heard.
I think wide receiver will probably be an easy transaction if they're trying to get the guy that everybody's been talking about.
Okay.
Tight ends, I know everybody's going to talk about Kyle Pitts, but I think it's a good tight end free agency class.
There is.
So,
but we only need if they get one, it's only going to be one, and I don't think they may not even get a tight end though, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. You got 3 tight ends under contract,
you want to go a season with?
You're asking me? Do I want to? No, I want Isaiah Likely, but
I think we got to maximize everything, bro. I think Jaden can if he's going to be coached like he's very coachable and he can adapt to an offense. I think Jaden can be like that if he's not taking 5 times a hit every single game. He can play for the pocket, just run when necessary.
That's what he is. He's a pocket quarterback that can run. I mean, he doesn't need to run. He doesn't need to run. Listen, for me, it's wide receiver and tight end. Those are the top needs for this offense. Those are the top needs. It's got to be. We need a future wide receiver 1, and we need a tight end that can play every down and that can create separation and be explosive. That's what we need. And if you want to add running back to the list, I think that's like 4th or 3rd. It may be 3rd. It may be 3rd, but it's not a huge necessity right now.
So I'm just going to say it now and get it out of the way. Definitely a big indicator to everybody, which I love him. Great character. And I thought he did solid this year, but I just wasn't going to pay the money. Debo's not coming back.
Good.
Debo, yeah. The whole people with the whole Debo thing, yeah, that
good. I don't want him.
If they're going traditional like we are saying, they are going to get a traditional wide receiver and a traditional pass catching tight end. They are going to get some weapons around 5, bro. I don't know, bro. I mean, I don't know. I just don't.
No,
I feel like that money can go to the
no, bro.
defense, which is what we need.
I'm not. I'm not bringing Debo back. I've said that before. I am
And then
not.
it's also like the OC comes in and he'd be like, I can get somebody younger and more shiftier than Debo, or our Debo doesn't fit what I actually need. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, those things are going to be playing a factor. And like I said, I love Debo. I love Debo, but we need to spend money on this defense. We need to get him weapons, and we need to get blue chip talent to add to that.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want Debo back anyway. They're gonna get him weapons, bro. Like it's I don't. Debo was cool, like and I get why they brought in Debo. He it fit. Excuse me. It fit with what Cliff wanted to do. It's just that Debo's not the type of receiver I personally like. That's not the type of receiver I value in this league. You got to get somebody that can create separation early. You just have to. You just have to, bro. Like, you just got to.
So, this comment,
It's not suspect. There's guys out there.
It's guys out there, but you know what really matters? It matters about the coach that comes in and calls the plays and what he can do with the players.
I agree.
Because that's also been the problem. Like, we gotta have both come in at the same time, bro. We need someone that can command that side of the ball.
So
I do not.
No.
Sorry, out loud. I don't want.
No, take that comment out. Take it out. Delete it.
I think we need to stay in the NFL.
Yes, stay in the NFL. I don't want no. Well, I mean, Tom Munkin did come from college, by the way. Came from Georgia.
Yeah, but Tom Munkin was also in the NFL too.
Yeah.
And I find that story weird. Don't you find that weird that they wanted to get rid of him, but not Orr?
Bring him here now. I will give him.
I would love Tom Munkin here.
He gonna put Jaden under.
He could bring Likely with him.
He gonna put Jaden under center. We're gonna toe that rock, and we're not gonna make you run the ball like that because you're not Lamar. But we're gonna toe down Pell. We're gonna run that damn ball. So this is what Mark Bullock said. Would say this O-line has a lot of athletic pieces that suit running zone. Tunsil, Coleman, Biotis, Cosby, Connolly, all excellent athletes for zone runs. John Bates, great wide tight end for a Shanahan scheme. Senate, good fullback tight end hybrid option. Bill and C-Rob, both good zone runners. McLaurin would play X or Z in that offense. Jaden mobility for bootleg, play action game, obvious. He needs more reps under center. Pistol could be compromised. So like it does. It's a setup for a Shanahan scheme, but who are you getting?
Right.
Like who off that Niners coaching staff are you going to get, or who off the Sean McVay system are you going to get? Who off that? What does Ben Johnson run?
Ben Johnson is from.
Is he pro style or is he?
He's pro style. A lot of his time was in Miami.
Mike McDaniel's West Coast too.
Yes.
So, yeah, yes, I would pick him up fast.
Yeah.
He will run the ball. He will now he does run shotgun, but he doesn't run shotgun at 80% like what we do. It's like at 60.
I'm more into the offense being traditionally pro style, but still have some spread elements. Still fit to the strengths of Jaden. But I do understand why people are concerned. So the funny thing is, Jaden did play. The most he played under center was probably at Arizona State. When he went to LSU, he probably had maybe 3 plays where he was under center. And one of the majority of the time was a QB Neo. But I mean, that it will take some adjustment because you have to turn your back to the defense and then you have to pull the trigger. And we seen there were some times where they did call some play action under center, and he kind of slightly held the ball a little bit long. So that takes time, that takes reps for Fives to get used to. So I mean, if we have something like that, I think that'll be good.
Now, what if he's not good under center? What do you do then?
Well, I mean, it ain't the end of the world. I mean, they said Josh Allen won't good under center.
Mahomes don't be under center. Joe Burrow don't be under center.
Right. So, it's not the end of the world, but
Jalen Hurts doesn't go under center.
He do now.
Not a lot.
But this probably gonna be another discussion too. But it's going to be interesting to see who this offensive coordinator is. It's also going to be very interesting to see who this defensive coordinator is. Right now, I can tell you off the top of my head the 3 guys I want defensively. Offensively, it's going to be tough because I have to picture it. I have to imagine it. I also have to see the vision. I got to see the vision with the defense too. But automatically, I know my top 3 guys that I want on the defensive side as the play caller. Offensive, it's probably going to take me a couple of days. I got to go back and, look at some of the history with, if they cross paths with DQ, AP, or, how the offense look, where they coach. All that stuff to me kind of matters. And also the biggest is can you call plays? Can you get your team in the rhythm? Do you have answers? Because clearly there were times this year we did not have answers against these experienced coordinators like Brian Flores, just to name a few.
Yeah. This off season is going to be a movie,
bro. This is it's literally bro. I said before we even played the freaking intro, bro, this is career defining. Because now, and in fairness though, we have seen the good sides of offensive minded coaches changing and bettering the quarterbacks, especially at a young age. For example, we've seen Drake May gets a highly experienced play caller, and he's literally a MVP candidate. We have seen, even though his play numbers wise is kind of spotty, but Caleb Williams has definitely shown some improvement along the stretch of this young season, and the sky is up for him. Those 2 guys who are literally the number 1 pick and the 3rd overall pick. Jaden is the number 2 pick who had the early success. Now he's dealing with some adversity right now. And I'm very interested to see how all this is going to pan out, because that's why I think they have to get both outside guys.
Yeah.
And my concern is if you do keep it in-house, they're going to modify the offense. It will be probably the same, but are you going to be in rhythm? Do you have answers that Cliff didn't have? All that stuff is going to pop up.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't. For what? Oh, defensive coordinator. It's a better option. I mean, Todd Bowles ain't bad. I don't hate Todd. I don't hate a Todd Bowles as a DC hire. I really don't hate that actually. Head coach, I think he's mid, but he has some pretty solid defenses. I will tell you that.
Yeah. Um,
You should check out. You should check out that. Hold on. Yeah, you should check out this clip I sent you.
yeah, I literally just seen it because of telly. I just seen that.
I didn't even hear it. Can you play it?
Can I play it?
Yeah, like on here, on the pod, if you can. If it's possible. If not, it's fine.
No, I can play it most definitely. I just gotta pull it up. But do you have your top 3 guys defensively you would want?
Jeff Ulbrich,
There you go.
Jim Schwartz.
There you go.
It's a lot. Brian Flores, but you're gonna have to give him the bag. And then you're gonna have to. We don't have the personnel for his defense to be successful right now. We don't have that. We don't. I don't think we do. We really don't have the personnel for any really good defensive coordinator right now. We really don't have anything defensively that we can work with at a high. I mean, we have what Trey Amos said. We have some athleticism in the linebacker room. D line is nah. Safety is basura. I mean, we don't have anything on defense. He's gonna have to go. Whatever DC you hire, it has to be a vet that knows what he's doing. And you have to get him the guys that he needs. You're not going to get all of it in one season, but you got to get the guys that he needs. Go ahead and play that.
Yeah, let me go ahead and play it.
That's another coaching preference. I prefer to be under center quite a bit because I think you limit the defense to what they can do a lot of times, and there's more things you can do with the play actions and the boot keepers. There's a lot of really good plays you can do under center, and you're limited in shotgun with your play action, your boot. Not as good in some of the downhill running style with the back 7 yards off, open crossover, roll down, roll the, get the line of scrimmage, one cut and go. You lose some of that with the backs. So I think every team should have, at least 45 or 50% under center if they can, if the game dictates. If they're in the lead or tied or close under center, I think 45, 50% of the time is good. Now, there's some benefits being a gun. You get the quarterback away from center. The protections are a little bit easier. The ball comes out a little bit quicker, maybe. Yeah, I think that's the one thing that they're lacking is under center plays.
Well,
we ran under center, I think, less than 10% this year.
Yeah. It definitely boosted up from like week 14 to 17.
Oh, wow.
But still
3 weeks.
It's probably going to take a week or so because I really don't know who I want as OC. I just want the best person that can maximize Jaden Daniels' talent, and we have weapons around him. Because I feel like Jaden Daniels can have the same year like Drake May just did this year, but maybe even better. And the name you just mentioned, he's starting to intrigue me more because John Harbaugh is not in Baltimore no more. So he's out the job. There's going to be somebody else. If the speculation about Cliff Kingsbury comes up there to Baltimore, he's definitely going to be out of the job because Cliff is going to bring probably the tight ends coach to be his play caller. And I just feel as though an easy transition because Jaden and Lamar, their skill sets are eerily similar. You probably got to add some weapons and stuff like that, but Terry will be moved more. You got to add a tight end. You can run the football. Offensive line is athletic. You got a young tackle. You got an all-pro tackle. You got a solid interior when they're not getting blown up. So I think we have the pieces on offense. Of course, we're going to talk about the defense and what they need to do to help Jaden as well. But that's probably a name that I will keep my eye on if I am AP and DQ. Of course, we know the Shanahan, McVay guys, but it's a lot of them. So it'll be interesting to see which one they particularly think will be available at this time.
Yeah. Tom Muck is my number one choice. Tom Muck is my number one choice. Get him in here. Now. Get him in here and give him what he needs. AP needs to open up that checkbook. And then Josh Harris, you better open up that checkbook too. Mitchell Rails, open up that checkbook. Magic, open up that checkbook. Give these Negroes what they need. If you got to trade down to get more picks, do it. Do you think this OC or DC hire will change the trajectory of who we pick at 7?
Well, not necessarily, because at the end of the day, we're still going to have those needs, and they're not all going to be filled in free agency. And at the end of the day, when you're in the top 10, you have to get a blue chip talent. So, like, if Caleb Downs there, I'm still taking him regardless of coaching change because he's going to be that much of a difference maker.
Wide receiver?
I would still take a wide receiver because it's going to be that much of a difference maker. Especially you're talking about you getting a new offensive coordinator and you're solving the wide receiver 2 spot issue that Terry has been dealing with his entire career.
Would you pick running back?
Would I pick running back? You're referring to Jeremiah Love?
Yeah. You're taking a running back at 7, huh?
No. Jeremiah Love and Jaden?
Well, we're going to discuss that later because
we're going to have a whole prospect
and we're going to have people call in too. You already know we're going to have to do that.
Oh yeah, most definitely, bro. Hold up.
A running back at 7 is so nasty.
Yo, hey, but
That's so nasty.
Yeah, they talking about David Blau.
Well, he's probably gone. I wouldn't be surprised if more of our staff leave. I think
Staff.
Yes, and I bet you DQ is probably telling them, look, if y'all got opportunities, go ahead and seek out those opportunities.
But you want to know what's something crazy though?
Because the OC that we're going to bring in probably won't keep you guys here. So,
but you want to know what's crazy though? And CeeLo said this on Only the Huddle. It's also crazy because, and I'm not saying it's a necessity, but a lot of those guys really don't have like when it comes to like all of them together, all of them were just like together. They didn't all have like I came for you from here, or we went to the campus. They're like all the dudes are completely different. And like there's rumors about Anthony Lynn, rumors about him going to Penn State to be the running back coach be over there, coach with his son because his son is now the defensive coordinator at Penn State. Blau is somebody that we talked about past couple of years, could be potentially one of those guys that it's like you have to keep an eye on. He's already interviewing. I think he was about to get interviewed and stuff last year. You already lost Tavita Pritchard to Stanford as the head coach. So yeah, I mean, it's a possibility that it's a whole. I think it's going to be more of a makeover on the offensive side than defensive side. Real talk. Now, if it's any changes to the defense outside of defensive coordinator, I would probably say maybe the secondary. Add a secondary coach, a passing game coordinator, something along the lines of like that. Try to get the corners and safeties aligned with the style of coverages and stuff they want to do. I don't see Ken Norton dipping. I think Ken Norton is good. He just needs talent. Defensive line coach Daryl Tapp and Sharif Floyd, that group, maybe. Maybe. I don't know, but I think it's going to be more turnover on the offensive side than defensive side.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know, man. And I know one thing. They better not be slow with this hire because it's going to – as soon as we start seeing guys get poached up or hired, listen, let hire these people, man. It's a pivotal year. This is an important year.
Yeah. I think the only thing it will be slow if they're waiting on the coach in the playoffs. Which I mean, typically that's what teams do. They try to get those coaches in the playoffs. But also we know, teams like Kansas City and Baltimore, as much NFL pedigree as those organizations got, they're not in the playoffs right now. So this is a perfect time for those coaches and stuff to get pouched. Like Kansas City, Matt Nagy and Steve Spagano, they're getting interviews and stuff right now. I just seen Dallas release Matt Eberflus. That was kind of expected. So they're going to be in competition as well for a defensive coordinator. I already seen.
Listen to this. John Kahn tweeted this. This is 9 hours ago, though. This is a big move from Dan Quinn. Call it risky as well. Offensive players liked playing for Kingsbury in his system, notably Jaden Daniels. Key. What, who comes next, and whomever that is needs to work. This move is a result of a fundamental difference between play caller and coach. Kingsbury ran a certain style of offense before he arrived. Nothing changed, but there's certainly a strong desire to be a more run-oriented offense. We're going to run the football next year, I believe. And if these Negroes get Jeremiah Love, I may crash out. I won't crash out. No, wait, hold on. Let me take that back.
I just pulled a seat.
I won't crash out. I won't crash out like it's the end of the world, but I'm going to be a little upset just because of the value at that position. That's it. Because we can still tote the rock and get a Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker. We don't have to spend a premium draft pick on a running back just because we want to tote the rock on offense. We don't need to do that. Then somebody responded, DT. Commanders had a balanced offense, top 30 in the league in rushing offense. This can't be about being a more run-oriented offense. Seems like there is more to this. Khan responded, when factor in just running backs, their run numbers are around 19th. But this is definitely a factor. They probably want to be top 10.
Yeah.
They want to run this damn rock. And I'm not upset at it. But you have to have good passing concepts out of it too. And there's something else. Let me look this guy up. Hey, bruh. Somebody said Todd Monk in the Philly.
Ew.
Ew. I ain't gonna lie, I'd be kind of pissed. Um,
Mm-mm-mm.
let me see something. Cause this guy talked about Cliff. Yeah, he said, "Have my criticisms on Kingsbury offense, but hard to imagine they find someone better suited to tailor a system around." But no, but hard to imagine. Yeah, yeah. Philly would be a great landing spot for Cliff. I have a feeling they're going to turn Daniels into a Shanahan system QB, and we'll see how that works out. Yeah, same thing you said, DT. Like the dude said, "What did you expect when you hired Cliff?"
Yeah, man. This I just want to find an OC fast. I'm cool taking a bit. I hate all the speculation and hypocriticals. Yeah, that's fair, Jay. Ah, I feel as though they might take their time. They might take their time in general about this, but they might take a little bit more time on the offensive side than the defensive side. I feel like I think they're going to take their time because this is about Jaden. Jaden's going to have input too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's the guy, and we have to protect him, and we also have to elevate around him and have him be the best at where he's at. We can't have him carrying the team like he's actually done. You know, the main reason why he hasn't really carried the team this year is because of injuries, and it's because of the skill position has decreased. Wide receivers not playing, um, and then your defense, it's not good. So we have to rely on you. The only reason why a lot of people were still watching the games was because of the offense. It wasn't because of the defense. Every game after, you know, I was just like, hey man, it is what it is. I think we're already there, bro. I think the third year is really about to be so crucial. Make or break. I know you've seen the schedule.
Yeah,
I
bro,
mean,
we ran no huddle rate 60%. You want to know who the next? You want to know who's second on that list?
uh,
The Saints, 22%.
22%. It's crazy.
Yo,
22%.
yo, that's nuts, bro. I'm about to send you this link. That's nuts. That's nuts, bro. But like, I guess DQ wants to be able to control. But like, DQ wants to be able to control the pace of the game. Slow, methodical drives. Now, if they gotta go fast, well, they can. But 60% is nuts. And Sam Cosme, you heard what he said on the radio show. He want to run the ball more.
Oh man, this is. I think I'm gonna do some more research. I'm gonna put my list of guys that I want. I already put my a list of top three guys I want defensively. Third one might change. It depends. But we are in for a pickle. this offseason. Hey, more content for us though.
Yeah, for sure. This coaching cycle is going to be wild.
Man,
it's going to be wild, bro. It's going to be wild. Like really, really crazy. I don't know who they're going to get. I don't know what. There's 7 spots open. And coordinator spots are open. We'll see, man. We'll see.
We'll definitely see, bro.
Any final thoughts?
Yeah, you can answer that question. How important is not having picked 5 over 7? Yo.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you next week.
Hey, Zay, what you cooking, bruh?
Got a lot in store this off season, especially with the news we got today. We're going to do some more research. I'm going to try to be in spaces more. Give me something to do. Talk to you guys. Some of y'all be casual stuff, but I'm very excited for this off season, and I think it's going to be a very big off season overall. Like making the moves like this, you might as well get rid of the coach.
Hey, Zay,
too,
what you cooking,
I
bro?
digress. But look, that's all we got for y'all tonight. The Ins and Out Deep podcast with the breaking news, both coordinators and the offensive line coach down. We will see you guys next week.